Hello, viewers of Android Studio. Thank you for watching this video of mine. Today I'm going to discuss a topic regarding PHP. However, instead of focusing on PHP in general, I would focus immediately on a recommended powerful PHP framework of my choice, which is Codeigniter. Actually, Codeigniter is a very fast and simple and lightweight framework, and it is supported by you can see here by British Columbia Institute of Technology. Before it was supported by Lab, but for the lack of resources, uh, they transferred the continuous development to British Columbia Institute of Technology last 2013. So we're sure that this framework would continue to get the support it deserves. So if you are if you're gonna use this framework, of course you already know that you have to put it inside. After you download it, you're gonna put it inside your htdocs folder. Um, if you are on local development. So here I'm using MAMP, and I have my htdocs folder here. So as you can see, I just named the folder uh, as Codeigniter. This contains the code that I have downloaded from this website. So if I'm gonna go to that, my MAMP is already server is already started. Sorry. So just gonna go localhost. So this is my local host colon and 48. So enter, and I could go to the htdocs folder which I have. So I'm gonna click Codeigniter, and as you can see here, there is a default uh, somewhat index.html that is used for your basic installation. Of course, if you are gonna developing for your website, you're gonna get rid of this and customize this for your own. However, in order for you to do that, you have to know some basic things about Codeigniter. So usually, you need to, for example, you're gonna want to go to your uh, specific page. I already have a uh, wait. I don't have a page yet here, except for index.php slash welcome, which is the same welcome page that we have here. So of course you don't want to, if you have other pages aside from your the page being aside from this welcome page. For example, you have your about page and you have your home page. uh, you don't want to type anymore this index.php. You just want to be able to type it directly like this. However, we have a not found requested URL, not found error. So it says here the requested URL slash Codeigniter welcome was not found on your server. So this is because we have not yet customized our config file. So let's try to customize it. So you need to go inside your Codeigniter folder. So you need to go to your, so inside the Codeigniter code, the folder you have four directories here. You have the application directory, the system, and the user guide. What you need here is the application directory. So you need to go inside that. So let's show the hierarchy here. So inside the application directory, you have these other directories here. You need to go inside the config folder or directory. So look for the config.php. It contains your configuration settings. So double click on that. And so we have this here. You need to go to the base URL here. So you have to put the base URL http colon slash slash localhost. So in my case, it's colon 888. Like that, you can use that. Sorry. This is the Is this the correct? Yes, you need to put the localhost and then slash code. Let's capitalize it because I had capitalized it inside my Finder or uh, system folders. So Codeigniter, like that. And you need to remove this because if you don't remove the index.php, it would always be requiring you to put it in your URL, the URL that you would be typing on your browser. So remove this one and let's save it. Okay, so we have already saved that, and let's go back and try to refresh. Okay, it's not yet doing that. I think I need to create, so I need to create an htaccess file, I think so. So let's type welcome again. Oh, it's not yet there, but if you type index.php, it's there. So our problem is we don't have an htaccess file. I think we should create one. Uh, so let's create a new file here. Okay, so let's go. I will be putting the URL of, just look in my description of this video. I have this URL there so that you can get your htaccess, uh, the one that you should write in your htaccess file. So I'll just be using a simple .htaccess. So just copy this and go back to your code here and just save this as inside the root folder of your Codeigniter folder or whatever you have named your folder inside htdocs. So just name it .htaccess, and my Mac system would be asking me this. So names that begin with a dot are reserved for the system. If you decide to go ahead and use a name which begins with a dot, the file will be hidden. So just click use. So if you go back to my folder here, this is hidden, supposed to be hidden, but I can see it because I already initiated the command shift dot in my Mac. So if you are using Mac, I don't know how to do it in Windows, but for Mac you just need to do the command shift dot. I'm making the command shift dot now, and it's hidden. And if I do it again, command shift dot, and I can see it again. So that's my file over there. So of course, we have already saved it. Let's now try doing that again. So let's type welcome. Okay, so we don't have the not found error anymore. It's already there. So that's how you should do it. So how does things work here? So what's really happening inside our system is that we have a control inside the applications. We have a controllers here, and we have our views folder. So inside our views folder, we have the welcome message that you see. So this is what you see. This is the code for what this is the one. This is the welcome underscore message that php that is being called by this welcome.php here. As you can see here, you have a function that loads uh, the welcome message because the welcome.php actually is a class named welcome. So the name of the class the class, a PHP class, should be the same as the name of your file. Just remove the .php, and then it extends the function CI underscore controller, or this means Codeigniter underscore controller. So this is a controller file. So if you have another file, actually, for example, you have an about.php inside your views folder, you can change this and it would actually change. So let's create one. So we have here, we just copy this one, copy, and then paste. Okay, we can change this one. Let's make it about page.php, because we're gonna name the controller for this as a new controller for this as an about.php. So that we won't be confused, we can name this about underscore page.php. So let's try changing this. Actually, let's create a very simple one just for demo purposes. Let's erase all this and just type something like this. Okay, this is an about page. Okay, very simple like that, just for demo purposes. So we can save that. Okay, of course we are not able to access this yet, so where can you find it? Actually, this is inside our views folder here. Okay, and we have the controller welcome.php, which is here. So the code for that is this one. So we can actually change this to be about page, because the name of our PHP inside the views folder is about underscore page. So let's save that, and if you refresh, then you have this. This is an about page. So that's how you control things. Your controller actually would be able to direct you to any page you want by just changing the contents of your controller, which is this one. Just we can change it back to the welcome message.php. So welcome underscore message. Do not include the .php. So we can save this again, and voila, we're back to our original page. So for example, in your home page, if you create another page, homepage, you can redirect to any part of your uh, to any page that you have. You can go to your welcome page. You can provide here links to your welcome page, to your about page, and to your other pages here, just by accessing the controller. Okay, so we could change this one. We could change this welcome page, the content of this welcome page. Uh, let's demo that. But before we go to that, let's create another page here. So let's go inside here. Let's just copy this one, copy and paste. Okay. So instead of calling the about underscore page from welcome.php, let's call it from its own controller. So about.php. So we have the about.php here. So you have to change this one. It should not be called welcome class anymore. It should be about class. So it still extends to the CI underscore controller, but you have to change this one, so that it now points to the proper page. Actually, you can make this just like this, but there's no difference and we cannot see the difference. So let's make it an about page and save. Okay, you can save that. So if you type here about, then you have this is an about page, because you have access the about PHP here, which points to your about underscore page, which is inside your views folder, this one. Okay, it's inside your view. This about underscore page .php is this one, this code that you have here. It contains this code, and it is being called by your about.php here, which is here. Where's that? Which is here. Sorry for that. So this is the code of your about that PHP here. This is the code of your about that PHP, and it calls the about page, which is here. Okay, and this is the code. Just go to that again. So this is your about PHP calling this one. Okay, this is the code of your about PHP calling this one, and the code of this one is this one. This is an about page, which have shown in our URL. So uh, let's try changing. Let's make things simple. Let's change this welcome message here. I just want to show you. Let's just create links, just to demo everything. To demo the basic functionality. Okay. Okay, we can create. Let's erase the head. Okay, if we create here, say href. Sorry, I've forgotten my basic HTML. Okay, there's no harm in getting help. Okay, so let's go back just to make it fast. We need the demo actually. So the URL should be here. So for example here, welcome message, and then we have the URL would be actually welcome.php. Okay, because we are calling the welcome.php, and we can also have here the about page. Okay, about page, and then we change this to about PHP. Let's try if we successfully made the change. Okay, let's go back. So okay, so this is our welcome page here. I think we have to go back to the code. We forgot this one, and we have to put a break. Okay, save again, and then refresh. Okay, so we have changed our welcome message to this. So actually, this would be the same as index.php, and I'll explain to you why the index.php goes to the welcome.php. It's in our routes.php, and I'll show you that in a little while. So if we have welcome here, it's the same. So if we go to the welcome message, oh, it's an error. Wait, I'll fix this. So we are now here at our welcome page. Actually, if you refresh this, since it goes to the welcome page, you have your welcome page, which we have changed. Our welcome message, which is being called by our welcome.php here, is already changed to this. So we have this. So if you type here index.php, it's the same. Okay, I'll explain why the index goes to the welcome.php controller in a little while. So if you click this, it's the same because we're still referring here. But uh, I'd like to correct the one that I have shown before. A while ago, we have an error because I'd made this .php, right? If made this .php, save, and if I would refresh, it's okay. But if I click, there's an error because I made it .php. It should not be .php. It should be just welcome. So because we're inside, this is Codeigniter, we're using a framework. So if we remove the .php, we're good to go. Okay, let's remove the .php. Okay, and we refresh. If I click this, of course it's the same, but because we're on the same page, but there's no error now. And if I click about that about page, then we're good because we made the URL about instead of the about that PHP, and we successfully called the controller about that PHP by just writing uh, the word about. So we have successfully shown you that we could create links in our index file, or the file that is being referred to by your index.php. So how do you change what's being right now? Our index.php is pointing to the welcome message or the welcome.php controller, which shows these links. If you want your index.php to point to the about page, you go to your routes.php. So we again go to our config folder, and you have there the routes.php. Okay, so go to line 52 here. If you can see this, uh, there's the default controller there. Okay, so you have this welcome. It says, well, it refers to welcome.php, which points to our welcome underscore message that php inside the views folder. So let's change this to about. Okay, let's make this an about, and let's save it. And then if you save, let's now refresh. Okay, let's go back to our in. So now the index.php now points to our about.php controller, which calls the about underscore page.php, which shows this message. So you can see now the relationship, right? So the important things is your configuration folder, configuration.php, your routes.php, and of course, uh, remember the importance of. So this is your Codeigniter or folder containing Codeigniter code. Inside this, you have this application uh, folder. If you click that, you can see that there is a controllers folder. The controllers folders contains your .php files, which calls the views, the PHP file that provides the design or the views that uh, is being controlled by your controller files inside the controllers folder. And you have the views here. We have two views PHP file here, welcome underscore message and about underscore page.php. And I have shown you how they link to each other. So I hope I was successful in showing you the basic functionality, the workings of Codeigniter system. Actually, that's a very basic info for you. I hope you learned something there. So bye for now, and thank you for watching.